안녕하세요, 친구. Busan, South Korea, the far south of the Korean Peninsula. Very cool history, interesting place. This is a bunch of times there, from temples to beaches to seafood to cool. Ooh. Sakura Street. Busan, the second largest city in South Korea, at the very southern edge of the Korean Peninsula. Beaches, mountains, rivers, towering buildings and apartment blocks, and colorful areas like this. A fragmented city of many different neighborhoods loosely connected around rocks, mountains, hills. The area I stayed seemed like its own city. It's hard to believe that wasn't even downtown. Seafood loving city with live fish markets, ladies hawking fish towards you, rough fishermen cruising about sometimes, right next to the Japanese island of Tsushima, and beyond that, Kyushu, Japan. The city of Fukuoka is not far. The only area in 1950 not to be lost to the North Korean invasion and the Korean War. A port city historically and today, and different vibe than the capital, Seoul. What a spot. Really interesting. Let's cruise about the history. Here we go. Busan. Alright, village on a hill.
Someone dropped something.
Really interesting. Cool area. There's a sea right there. You see that? Busan.
부처님은 받아 다 절할 거가.
These are the seats I wish we were sitting in. Oh wow. I'm on the train in Busan, Korea. San Francisco Giants' first game is tonight. They're playing, like that guy's hat right there, the New York Yankees. Game 1 of the 2023 season. Go Giants. The team here in Busan is also named the Giants. The Lotte Giants. The Smile Giants. Yeah, bro. Yeah. Hello. Busan, cool. Yes. Go Giants. Yes. Yes. Cool shirt. Yeah. Chingu. All right, there goes the Yankees, man. Nice people. Look at the train. You see all the way back. Ooh. Go Giants. Game 1. Have a good season. 162 games. First game is tonight. Today. In New York. Yankee Stadium. We're walking the entire train. It's like a massive hallway, man. The people down there look so far away. Hello, Ray. Woo! Whoa! All right. Ah! All right. Whoa, boy! Oh boy! Whoa! Ah! It squirted. His head. 360 this one. That was cool. Wow. Ah, Ben, the last one I need to try that you told me about. This one's a little different. World famous gochujang. Ooh, yeah. Ben. Start some of that. Cool. Cool. 감사합니다. Busan is ready. 2030. 7 years from now. Ooh, what a city. 안녕하세요. Cool, actually. All these places you could eat at.
Yeah, this is probably where we should be. Well, we have the first available. Ready?
Alright, we might do it one more try. Try to get a more wriggly one.
Sorry.
It's intense.
A little bit smelly.
A lot of raw fish. Eat it.
It doesn't smell like that. Something like that. Stinky fish.
Lots of fish. Seafood. This is probably the biggest seafood market I've ever seen.
What? Not true. Japan, original market, 2017.
Seen in a while, I guess. I like octopus. They're very intelligent animals, so it's kind of sad. Oh, look at all of them in there. Oh man, they're like aliens. Hello, sorry for your fate.
Hey, watch your feet.
Ooh.
Sashimi wasn't my favorite sashimi.
All right, we got a lot of action going on up here.
I felt like it was frozen. But whatever.
Raping of the sea taking place on every corner here. That whole area. Whoa.
Jeez Louise. Oh, sorry. I didn't realize you were cooking right.
Look at all this stuff. Whoa, hey there. All right, so I guess this is a seafood market, this massive building, which is closed for renovations. They taking pictures. Yeah, nice picture. Excuse me, guys. Ooh. Whoa, look at that crab. Oh my goodness. Woo.
That's the kind that you eat.
Yeah, those are big ones.
No, that's
Whoa,
that is
good catch.
No, that is it. It's long-armed octopus.
What are these, scallops? That might be from a farm, all those ones.
Clam, or no, I don't know. It's local.
Ooh.
No, I saw a I saw a pet turtle. No, you're crazy.
Whoa. Look at that little machine. Looks like all these are eel places. 안녕하세요. Yeah, they're little eel restaurants. Ah, we should have came down here. Look at all that stuff. We might come again. All kinds of things going on here. Oh, some pork feet.
That they gave to us at the bar. I actually know what it was. It's straw.
Whoa. Sebring. I think I learned that in Albania. Alright, this is going crazy here. Ooh, this one's trying to escape. Down to the sea. Strange song is being on the sea is a seafood industry. We got a big market here, sea squirts, Korean favorite, shellfish, all kinds of stuff going in here. Ooh, it smells nice in here. Huge ones. Whoa, look at those. Whoa, what is that? Ooh, I don't know what that is. Pretty crazy in here. Lots of shellfish. Yeah. Shellfish caught. Maybe a farm. Whoa. Ooh, big octopus in there. Oh, we're here in the rapidly growing city. As you can see, buildings sprouted up here. There's the mountain why it's called Busan. We're in the Dongdae area, and this is actually where the oldest settlements were. So prehistoric settlements were around rivers, just like all of Korea. But the first documented people here was a chiefdom right around there in the 100s to 300s AD. They were a thriving kingdom from the finds in their burial plots of iron weapons, ingots, and artwork known as Gaya, an iron-producing society known as the Iron Kingdom and part of the Jinhan Confederation of many chiefdoms in the Southern Peninsula. There's a river, second river of Busan, and it goes all the way out to the sea out there. So they were probably utilizing that river to trade. Some Buddhist temples in this region, originally date from these periods. Some from the 600s AD, high up in the mountains that I didn't get to because most of those Korean temples, unfortunately, aren't very original, but remakes. So the original dates, though, are pretty cool. So 100s AD, 600s AD, Busan started kind of right around here. Cool. I'd interject in that talk about Silla, the Silla dynasty. So I wasn't planning on coming up here, but now that I have, let's talk about it. 625 around this temple area, Buddhist temple, was originally built up here in the mountain fortress area, and it was home to some Buddhist monk generals and Buddhist monk army, which is really interesting. They must have been good at taekwondo or something. But yeah, this is where they lived. We got the main temple here, and it's rebuilt 1703. Unique kind of Korean design. Different patterns and shapes. Interesting things going on here. Very cool. Silla times. Whoa, long time. Buddha. Look at that picture. Uniquely. All right, we're here on the Busan port, or near it, where the original port area was. That's all crazy built up now. They're still building crazy bridge over there and all these construction things. And man, let's talk about the history of this area though. So the Joseon dynasty gained control of the Korean Peninsula late 1300s and established their capital where Seoul is now. Busan port right here was first opened. It might have been around on the other side of this building maybe, but long ago, 1300s. So in the 14 to 1500s, it was open as a port only to Japanese trade. And you could still take a boat from here to Japan. It's not too far. And many Japanese people moved here. Japanese settlements sprang up all around the area around Pusan. But that was in the 1500s, the invasion in 1592 by Japan in the Imagine War, where the city was very badly damaged because it was so close to the Japanese homeland. this was the first area that Japan attacked. And I didn't know this before, but Japan's goal was to start a war with Ming Dynasty China. And go their Japan's shogunate of Japan thought he could just go right through Korea up into China. So they thought it was going to be an easy battle to get through Korea, but it definitely wasn't. But this is the first place they landed. There was a huge battle at the fortress, and many Koreans died. Anyway, Tsushima Island, right off the coast, is where the Japanese first launched the attack onto Busan into the Korean Peninsula, smashing through the harbor and penetrating the fortress. The Koreans suffered heavy losses. So that pretty much happened right around here. And they sunk all the boats in the harbor. And what a tragedy, man, that war. Because a lot of Korean history was all burned down. They just put everything to the torch. But after those troubles in the 1590s, a treaty with the Japanese shogunate in 1607 allowed the city to be rebuilt, and the old Japanese settlements were permitted for the next few centuries. There were some other attacks in Busan from the Manchus of the area of northern China, Manchuria, in 1627 and 1637. Some fortresses were built up on the hills around Busan up here because of these three invasions: 1592, 1627, 1637. The Manchus would end up starting the Qing dynasty in China. So around this time, though, is when the Joseon dynasty decided to be closed off to foreigners, and there was the Hermit Kingdom. So not a lot of documentation comes from this time. 16, 17, 1800s. The Joseon Koreans were known as a hermit kingdom. So it definitely wasn't a port city anymore. The port was silent. Maybe a couple fishermen still going along, or maybe some, wow, there is a lot of fish out there. Ooh, cool. Maybe trading along the Korean Peninsula, but yeah, no one was allowed to go in and out of the port anymore. Closed off to the outside world. All the way until the Japanese, United States, Europeans, Russians, British probably. In 1876, Korea was forced to open to the outside world. So the port reopened, and it became the first international port in Korea, which it is to this day. But they're still trying to build it up. There's some of construction going on. The air quality is not great with all this construction of a growing city, but that's what happened right here. The port of Busan. Cool. I wanted a view of that cool bridge over there while I talked about that history, but this is the actual area of the port where the Joseon dynasty first set up the international port, mostly to Japan trade, where the Japanese attacked, and where the port was closed off and reopened right here in 1876. There was a old building over down that way that looked like it came from maybe that era or the early 1900s, but the first international port of Korea right here. City springing up around it, and now it goes all beyond hills over here along the coast. We live in a completely different area way over there, so it's kind of like, look at all those huge buildings over there too. It's kind of like, I don't know, like 10 cities into one here. It's very interesting. Second biggest city in Korea. Okay. A sign like that means it's true. Most beautiful temple in all of Korea. Alright, so this originally was built 1376. The most beautiful Buddhist temple in all of Korea, they say. Rebuilt in 1930 because late 1590s it was burned down, just like lots of stuff in a war with Japan. But right on the sea here, on the very tip of South Korea, a little hazy out there today, but This is a definite must-see in Busan. It's really beautiful design. Got different Buddhist statues over there. Some stupas made out of rocks. The sea pointing up. It's good to see that more traditional kind of things than super hyper modern stuff that Korea has, which is cool too. It's nice to see something. Busan. And that's pretty cool looking over there. Right on the sea. That's pretty awesome.
Oh, camera just tried.
Alright, we're at the most beautiful temple in all of Korea here. It's in Busan. It's right on the sea. Let's talk about the history when this was built. So, after that early history we just talked about, the area of Pusan, not yet called that, was conquered by the Silla, Greater Silla, till 935 AD, one of the great three Korean kingdoms. Dongdae, actually my neighborhood where I'm staying in Busan, was actually the center of this independent area, part of Greater Silla. It earned its name though Pusanpo during the Koryo dynasty era, which is when this was built in 1376. Near the end of that era, the Korea dynasty ruled the entire peninsula from 935 to 1392, including here. They gave the name to the city, meaning kettle or cauldron-shaped mountain on a harbor. And as you can see here, there's the sea, big trading port, and like when this was built, 1376, Buddhism was the main religion. This was a 1930 recreation because of fire. We'll talk about that later, but the most beautiful temple in Korea. I like that. It is beautiful. The little Buddha there. Do a little water ritual. Cool temple, man. Yeah. Busan, right on the sea. The most beautiful temple in Korea. I talked to some people from Taiwan, China, Mexico, Spain, I think. Some people from South Asia, India, maybe. A bunch of Americans. People from Texas, Americans, black family. Interesting group of people here. All right, good view of the temple here, the sea. Even a pretty good view here again. People from all over the world here. A lot of Americans. Family from Texas. Black family. Saw some people from China. Saw some people from Mexico, I think. Saudi Arabia also. Very interesting. International spot here. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Oh, he's taking photos with that. People from China traveling again. Oh, makes me happy to see. And Koreans here, of course, too. Put your lucky coin on your zodiac animal. Just like Chinese and other Asian cultures. There's mine, the dog. You're the dog, yeah. See the good sized river here. It goes all the way out to the sea. Modern cities sprouting up. Hazy out there. Old area, the Gaya. The old port area. Busan. Ooh, look at all those houses over there. Cool. Old port area, Busan. is where the modern city kind of grew up. Not that old, a couple hundred years. Let's talk about it. Big ship up there. Whole different area than where we stay. There's downtown, I guess. All right. Whew. Not great air quality over here right now. Down here, central Busan port. It's a little smoggy today. Not quite what I thought it was gonna be.
Beautifully sunny.
Nice weather right now. Okay. Octopus right on the street. Best videos are when I'm walking through markets talking like this. All right. So we got all kinds of dried fish here. We got all kinds of crazy rays and sea bring, octopus. This one must be plentiful in the sea here. Supposedly, lots of little octopuses like that. Whoa, look at this crazy. Ooh. This is some seafood here. Skewering them?
Try it out, I think. Don't put it out there and try it.
Cool, cool. Oh. What happened?
She's drying the fish, look.
Oh, interesting. Right up on the ringer there. New York Yankees. Baseball, yes. Today, first game. Giants opening day is today. We're playing the Yankees. Everyone's got a Yankees hat. Look at all that. Whoa. Striped fish, every kind of fish, huge octopus. Ooh, like in Spain, man. They got it here, Spain. Wow, this is really huge, actually. Those ones are expensive. Yeah. Huge octopus. Whoa. Alright, I can't keep filming all this, but it just goes on and on and on. Huge area. Whoa. Alright. For some reason it's not moving too much, but still, this is a special dish here in Korea. Busan, fresh octopus. I think when you put a little sauce on it, maybe it moves a little more. The nerves are still firing. The poor little guy.
Sesame oil and garlic. 산낙지, 디핑, 그냥 하고 이거는 사시미 고추장, 그냥 소이 소스. 여기, 사시미. 아니 저기.
Got it. Got a lot of food here. Okay. Not as much wriggly as I was hoping for. That's okay. Live octopus. Look at this we got here. All right, let's eat. Whoa. All right, and you got to drink it after that. She did it better. So man. So this lady showed me something like that. No, that's she got all bubbly. No, I don't know how she. Soju and beer mixed together. About 10 people die every year, actually, from this. Something like that. At least a couple people, because these tentacles stick to people's inside of their throat. And whoa! That was weird. It definitely has suction to it still. Alright, just did a 3 mile, 5 kilometer or so run out here to the sea. Down the river of Busan. Alright, so something else happened from Busan, 1200s AD, well, all Asia wide. The Mongols of Genghis Khan and Kublai Khan fame in the 1230s, 1240s AD attacked Korea. And you know, there was many waves of invasion, battles, and finally the Goryeo king or leader capitulated to the Mongols and said, no more fighting, we had enough, we'll join the empire. So, you know, can't blame them. It was either that or have your entire people annihilated forever, which the Mongols just did to the Jurchen Northern Jin dynasty in China, where they, you know, massacred hundreds of thousands maybe of people, at least tens of thousands. Ugh, it's brutal. Alright, so Korea was a participating member in the Mongol Empire, which stretched from basically here all the way to Poland, Central Europe, which is crazy, into the Middle East and Persia. Actually, the method of distilling alcohol, which was originally invented in the area where Syria is now, the Mongols picked up how to do that and brought it to their empire out here to Korea, and that's actually the origins of soju. The Koreans' favorite drink, soju, came from these times. But okay, so we're talking about what happened right here. So the next eye on the prize, someone who was not capitulating, was Japan, right out there. And really close to here is the island, Tsushima Island, which is a small island, part of Japan, part of the Nagasaki prefecture. Can't quite see it, but it's out there. I think it's a little bit to the side, a little bit, but alright, so in 1274, the Mongol army, along with a bunch of Koreans and Jurchens, which were people from northern China that they conquered, headed out to Tsushima to slowly invade the Japanese islands. Well, not slowly, but quickly invade the Japanese islands. Tsushima fell really quickly. And, you know, the Mongols were like, oh man, these Japanese, they got nothing on us. They, you know, took the island really quickly, so they thought the rest of Japan would have been really easy for the Mongols to conquer 1200s. So they launched these invasions right around here, the Mongols, about 1274 AD, to invade Japan. And did you ever hear about the divine wind stopping the Mongol force from conquering Japan? Well, that happened near here. By 1274, this was the Yuan dynasty, Chinese dynasty, Mongol led by Kublai Khan, the grandson of Genghis Khan. So the Mongol forces from that island in Tsushima launched an attack onto the Japanese mainland, Hakata Bay. I think it's on Honshu Island, maybe the island south of that. And there was a massive storm, typhoon, people they're thinking. Big rainstorm, and it sunk a bunch of the ships on their way out there. Tons of the, sadly Koreans also, Koreans in the Mongol army, drowned. Only a few ships made it to the Japanese lands. There was a small skirmish, a bunch of samurais were out there to meet them and, you know, destroyed the Mongol force. So right before this happened, the Japanese shogun and emperor had all the people in the Shinto shrines all around Japan praying for their nation that's about to get invaded by this horrible force. They heard stories about Mongols, and you know, it's almost like their prayers were answered. But that was the first of 2 times this happened. So again, near here, In 1281, you know, the Mongols sent an emissary to Japan, tried to make some kind of deal, and they were executed, the emissary. So that really pisses Mongols off. So they said, we're gonna invade them again. 1281, again from near here, launched a massive flotilla. You know, the Mongols weren't great at naval expeditions. They learned a lot from their different people in the empire, but they weren't great at that. But anyways, near here, might have been another city, not Busan, but I know one of the launched invasions of Japan came from Busan. Anyways, 1281 was the second one, and they were getting close to the Japanese mainland. And again, all the people of Japan prayed at their temples to save their nation. And an even bigger typhoon than the first time hit. Right when they were getting ready to attack, the boats were out there. The typhoon probably was felt here also. And again, most of the army was sunk. Thousands drowned. And only a few survived that one. And Japan, famously, after those two divine wind situations right out there, never fell to the Mongol Empire. And after that, you know, the Mongols never invaded again. And into the 1300s, you know, kind of lost their power. Korea broke free of them eventually and started the Joseon dynasty, late 1300s. But yeah, all that stuff happened right out there. No, wait. Tsushima Island was the first place the Mongols landed. They left from here, where I'm standing, out to there. Launched more attacks. They left from here, got stopped. Not exactly here, but near here. They got stopped by two typhoons, 2 separate years, 1274 and 1281. Crazy history. Crazy city, man. Look at this modern city. All right, let's learn more, go to some more places. Ooh, cool. Little temple area. Farming lady. Here you can get a full view of it. And the Lotus Pond, newly built, but you know, it wasn't just a temple, it was a barracks for monks that were ready to fight invaders into this area. But who knows, Taekwondo. Koreans had these crazy axe kind of things that look cool that we've seen in some museums. Those arrows. Koreans are cool because they held on to their culture despite all the crazy, powerful and much larger outside influences like Japan, China, Manchus, Mongols, and whoever else. Koreans are uniquely Korean. They held on to that throughout the centuries and millennia. Maybe because of places like this, up in the mountains, Buddhist monks, soldiers, cool. You had a great. All right, we're at the walls here. Oh man, you just missed them. They're doing funny photos. All right, so we just talked about 1590s Japanese attacked all of Korea. 1620s Manchus, 1630s again. So after that, the Joseon dynasty wanted to protect their main cities by building mountain fortresses like this one, which was finished in 1703. All the way to the roof of Pusan, they call it. Several kilometers down that way in each direction. A huge place where I guess the city people and the government and soldiers could retreat if one of the cities down close to the sea was attacked. One of the lowlands. Something similar in Seoul. Amazing pictures there, the Korean way. Tripod and matching shirts. Oh, they look so cool. Man, I wish I was that.
Go.
Alright, Alright, I just was talking about the hermit kingdom of the Joseon, how they're invaded by 1590s Japanese, 1620s the Manchus, 1630s the Manchus. And I said I wasn't going to go up to this fortress, but I found some time to. Now I'm up here. So 1703, massive area. The roof of Busan, they call it. Is a huge fortress that extends way down this way. Had a bunch of watchtowers in different areas, and this was the north gate. No one ever attacked. Good fortress. That's good. All of the fortress. Not that old, actually. Hey. Purple flowers blooming. 1703, after a century of invasion, this massive fortress was built. You can see the walls stretch all the way to the top over here. So this was just the north side of the fortress. It actually was huge. Extended way out that way. We hiked the whole north to south, and then it goes way over there. And no one ever invaded this impenetrable place, or even attempted, but it was just in case they needed to protect Pusan. Oh, this is the gate of the mountain fortress. Ooh, good picture. Keeps going all the way that way. Pretty cool.
Maybe you can take one of them.
Dun, 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 dun. Fortress Kingdom. Here's the gate. Cool. Imagine your job is to be a guard in this guard tower, looking out for anyone coming up. Who goes there? Annyeonghaseyo. People probably spent years of their lives hanging out in places like this. Look at that, that looks crazy. 1703, after the invasions by the Japanese 1590s and the 1620s and 30s by the Manchus, began the Qing dynasty, the hermit Joseon. 1703, after the invasions by the Japanese 1590s and the 1620s and 30s by the Manchus, began the Qing dynasty. The hermit Joseon Kingdom built this up here. Fortress, huge area on top of a mountain. This was one of the best command posts that could look out in every direction. Obviously the trees were cleared out so you could see. These are newer grown trees, you could tell by them not being too big of a trunk. Got the cool flags up here. You could go on a hike in Busan, huh? Yeah, cool. Right, some farming going on, some cherry blossoms, big mountain. This was the interior of the fortress above Busan. So, cool, fine. Up here in the mountain fortress area, some Korean Buddhism that stretches back to the Silla kingdom. So back in the 600s, 700s AD. Ancient times, and then later they became unified Silla, went to Koreo, then the Joseon, and then they had a bunch of attacks up here by the Japanese and Manchus. That's why they had this fortress in this mountain above Pusan. Okay, peace. And a little hiking. Beautiful place. Very cool. Hey, buddy. Playing the guitar. What's this guy got? Oh, a sword. Interesting place. Oh, there's no one on that side. Hello. Buddhist complex. It was originally built at the time the kingdom of Silla. Some of those inscriptions might date to. Stretches, a bunch of buildings up here in the mountains. active site of Buddhist monks. So this goes way back in Busan history. That building is really old. Inside wood probably. Show you this. Stand down here. Bunch of different complexes. Right now. They're doing some very interesting rituals. Super 600 AD. Let's look over here. That's a good one. 625, 702 AD. During the Silla period. It was destroyed though. Rebuilt 613. Had some other renovations, but inside this something in this one comes from 652 1526 AD. All these dates. Very interesting. Alright, this old Buddhist temple up here from way back in the 600s. Upgraded, obviously, but nice little rock there. Looks like it's not open. This massive Buddhist complex is a really cool building right there. Quite access. That's right. It was built 600s AD originally, the Silla kingdom, and fixed up in like 1930. That's how it looks now, but still in a real tranquil place. Some monks walking around, on a mountain, going up to a fortress, and there's something called the Sea of Rocks. Hermitages too, where people became hermits. Very interesting. Wow, look at all those roofs over there. Crazy. Cool. Uniquely Korean things, like this old man cut off this boy's thumb, but the Buddha kind of has a little goatee in Korea. I like that. And all the different deities around him. I even think that's Confucius right there. The goddess maybe. The story of someone riding a tiger is interesting. Korean religious building I've ever seen. It's a monk's time. I had to go. That's right. 630s, I believe, originally built this area. So kind of interesting stuff going on here. So some of this was rebuilt actually early 1600s. Of course, Japanese in the 1590s destroyed, damaged this temple. I don't understand. All over Korea, they damage things, but monks were chanting in there. It's really cool. Right, a mountain Buddhist fortress of Buddhist monk soldiers. Never been somewhere like that, I don't think. They're up in here fighting the invasions of like the Japanese 1500s. But originally the place is old, man. 600s to 700 AD. Woo! Some interesting rituals are happening. These monastery Buddhist areas rebuilt 1906. But it's that ancient history on these grounds, still can be felt, in my opinion. All kinds of different areas. Something's over there. Let's go check it out. complex was rebuilt in 1906. I'm thinking some of these stones on the bottom here could be 600 AD probably. What a beautiful area, man.
Yay.
I think the most beautiful temple in all of Korea that we've seen. Even though that other one claims to be on the sea. Oh, hey. This. Over 1,000 years old. 845 AD. Some of these things on the side here definitely look old. Goes back to the kingdom of the Silla. Came from this area, southern, eastern. Chants, different things. It's a very active meditation area. Buddhist site. We just hiked the mountains. It's very peaceful. Very ancient. The Japanese actually permitted the rebuilding of this temple completely in the colonial era. And it's blooming season for cherry blossoms. This is a special habitat forest of wisteria trees, a primeval forest which is rare in Korea, that are in full bloom in May. 1 month too early.
But if you hike around, there are some different flowers in like July and August, and some in October.
There's a really cool temple, best I've seen in Korea.
And right now it's Sakura.
You just said this was one of
The
the...
best things we did in Korea. Well, we didn't go to Latte World, which I wanted to do, but this is kind of fun.
I like me some nature, some history, some temples. Cool.
And cool places to eat and just chill up here.
Oh, we almost didn't do it. It was
Maybe
spontaneous.
you should stay for one day if you come, so you can spend the night and relax.
Biamosa Gumjong Mountain. Goes back to the Silla dynasty, 678 AD. One of 25 major temples. Ooh. Korea temples have been a place of refuge for the Korean people for more than 1,700 years. Alright, this is pretty nice out here. Come here in the summertime. I'm sure it's really probably August, September. Probably a little later. Maybe July, June, July. Hello. Cold water. Some people are doing it. Get their feet in this water. Love a good beach anywhere I go in the world, any season. Alright, this isn't really Busan history, but it is kind of. It's really world history. Right off the coast here, something happened. I just wanted to tell you this story because it's something interesting. 1905. So right out there, you can't see it, but it's Tsushima Island, part of Japan. And the Strait of Busan played a pivotal role in the Russian-Japanese War, Russo-Japanese War in the early 1900s. And it's where the decisive battle happened, ending that war right out there, a naval battle. Whoa. So there were land battles and heavy losses on both sides, mostly up in Manchuria and around Siberia and different areas. The Russian Empire Pacific Fleet out of Port Arthur, that is now in Liaoning, China. So there was a Russian colony on the coast of China, which is not far from here too, which is interesting. And Vladivostok, which is also not far from here. There's some people coming. Let's move forward. Alright, so part of the Russian fleet was in Africa, Madagascar, And they heard that Port Arthur fell to the Japanese in what is now Liaoning, China, one of their Russian deep water port. It's now called Dalian, China. It was thought to be impenetrable, and the newly mechanized Japanese army took it. So the Baltic fleet almost turned back, but they decided to push on. And this was the first time ever a European major power lost to an Asian major power. At least some say in modern times, but it could be argued ever. So, in an attempt to reach Vladivostok through here, the fleet that came all the way from Europe was going through the Strait of Busan, between Busan here and Tsushima, the Japanese island. And they were met with heavy Japanese force. They were outgunned, outnumbered, they had better ships. Some of the Russian ships were really old. 2/3 of the Russian fleet was sunk right out there. 6 ships captured, and only 4 made it to their destination in Vladivostok. What a hit to the Russian Empire. A huge embarrassment and a shock around the world, really, because it showed that Japan was now on the world stage and not to be dealt with lightly. The reverberations of that war for sure were felt over here in Busan, because the port was open, we talked about at that time. Not really a Busan story, but kind of happened right out there in the sea. Fascinating. The Japanese Empire was expanding beyond their home islands to Manchuria, Taiwan, and soon here, all of the Korean Peninsula. In around 1905, 1910, became a part of the Japanese Empire. The mechanized Japanese army and navy was embarrassing the Russians. Far, far from their European capital, Moscow, and homeland. The fleet out from out in Vladivostok was getting pounded. And the war started over an attempt to block Russia from expanding its East Asian presence, which it had, the Russian Empire we're talking about at this time, all the way out to Siberia and Sakhalin Island above Japan, and right at the doorsteps of Asia. East Asia nations, China, Japan, Korea. So what happened was the Baltic fleet from way out in Europe, over in near Poland and Finland, that area where Russia is, they were ordered thousands of kilometers, tens of thousands of kilometers, some going through the Suez Canal in Egypt and others around the Horn of Africa, all the way from Europe to aid in the war against Russia. So part of that naval flotilla, the Russian naval flotilla, the Russian battle happened right out here, 1905. Russian versus Japanese decisive naval battle, right in this strait right here. Okay, so 3, 2, 1, All right, so this long flotilla, long travel distance. Hello, cute dogs, and now we have cute dogs on the beach. All right, so this puppy, this Russian fleet had all kinds of problems. They sunk some British ships on accident, and that almost started another war. And they almost turned back when they were in Madagascar.
They're caught.
They almost turned back when they were hit Madagascar. Part of the fleet was.
They're called lemon and pear.
Oh no. Okay, here we go. Let's start over again. So you can still find a little bit of Japanese influence, like some sashimi, different raw fish dishes, and seaweed in the food. Even though a lot of Koreans won't exactly agree, but there's Korean style ramen, But the Japanese didn't treat the Koreans very nicely. We don't need to get totally into that, but it became a Japanese colony in Korea, including Busan. So the Japanese further expanded the port that we looked at. They built a trans system and electrified the city, but there was terrible mistreatment of Koreans during this occupation, like I said. Possibly here in Busan, though, due to its proximity to Japan, right out there, maybe they suffered a little bit less from the maltreatment. I'm not sure. The Japanese had been settling here for centuries. Hello, Japan! Alright. So World War II was obviously really devastating and crazy, and I'm sure Busan, they got bombed by the Allied forces as a Japanese port. Didn't find any information on that, so World War II ended. Korea gained its independence, and tons of repatriates and refugees, Koreans, came to Busan after that war because, you know, the Koreans had been living in Japan, living in Russia, living in all kinds of different countries when they were under colonization, and a lot of them moved back. But then next comes the Korean War. But crazy that this happened right here. Oh.
What? Just go, go!
No.
Hurry, go! The car!
Go.
It's going, it's going!
This building, built in 1950, you say? That's strange. Where a really cool coffee shop is now. Amongst all this other modern stuff all around it, but 1950. How is this still? Most of Korea was devastated in the Korean War, 1950 to 1953. But not this, and not Busan. Because this was an area where the United Nations, led by the United States, and South Korean army retreated back to when the North took over most of the Korean Peninsula. So Busan saw another huge influx of people. Just a few years after World War II, during the Korean War. 1950, North Korean troops stormed south quickly, overcoming the less equipped and prepared South Korean forces. Let's go inside. A building that was here during this story. So the South Koreans fled, that could, and south, and the USA came in over from Japan, probably docked right here in Busan port, right behind the camera there, and they were able to set up a perimeter around the city called the Pusan perimeter in the summer of 1950. This building might have been built during that time. 1950, this building's really crazy. There's a coffee shop up there. You could go on the roof. Anyways, the mountains and rugged coast probably aided to this, and it was the United Nations base of operations to launch the following counterattack, where the U.S. and their allies went all the way up to the Chinese border and then were pushed back to the DMZ line. I made a video about the DMZ. You should watch it. Okay. You have a question? Oh, yeah. So Busan is one of two major cities that didn't have any war damage. Nearby Daegu from here also stayed in South Korean control throughout the war. During the war, in the year 1950 alone, 500,000 refugees came into the city, and in 1953, it was set up as the temporary capital, and many more refugees flooded in. Right, when this building was built, it wasn't damaged, bombed, destroyed, because the war never got here, because the United States helped set up the Pusan perimeter. Whoa. All right, there's the old building here, 1950. Notice, survived the Korean War. The U.S. Navy probably with tons of warships and aircraft carriers and all kinds of crazy stuff, pulled in right here into the port. 1950 summer. Whoa, crazy. I'm trying to get this damn place. Saw on stupid Instagram. That was a fucking hill right there. That was brutal. Fucking hell. Busan. It's in the mountains. Partially. That's pretty original, cool area. Photogenic. People from all over the world coming down here. Including me. Wonder when it was built. That would be an interesting story. When they painted it. Maybe like 5 years ago.
Built probably whenever Busan got built, but painted it.
Painted, yeah. Built maybe 50 or more years ago, but painted probably about 10 years ago. They're like, this is gonna get people to come here.
We'll probably, let's see.
Alright, we just talked about the Korean War, the 1950s building. Well, this village in Busan, because of the preservation of Busan from any damage from the war, it's how Korea used to look like more. Houses like this before the massive modern cityscapes you see now. So lots of people around Korea come here for a little nostalgia of the past. Maybe not always built on hills like this, but it was like little villages, houses more like this. Probably painted these houses later. I liked it. Survived the war. Busan, one of the only places, one of two cities. That's the history of Busan, everybody. A gleaming modern city. This is the beach. One of several in the city. That are popular places, even in the winter, definitely in the summer. Busan is a huge driver as the main port for the Korean economic recovery. And down here, a summer destination. And everywhere in the city, you'll see Busan is ready for the World Expo in 2030. Busan, you're really interesting. I'm gonna go for a swim. Busan, 감사합니다. Going out there. All right, hit the button. Woo! I swim in every sea I go to. Here we go. Kingdom of Silla, originally built 635 or so AD. Buddhist active site on the mountain above Busan. But what a dynamic place and all kinds of things going on. Let's check out quiet here, meditation. A little cold out here, but cool. Busan. Cool area. Tons of bars, a couple of American style bars, lots of Korean things, Mexican food. And up the streets is cool too. Like up the street, there's a Brazilian place. And you gotta look up too, because sometimes the second floor, third floor, fourth floor is really cool. Man, I bet you it's crazy here in the summer. To like go all out here in the summer on this beach area. Super fun, man. I'm like 20 years old. Cool bridge. Oh man, this is pretty cool at night. Pictures don't do it justice. It looks crazy. Neon lights on the beach. Cool looking bridge. I like it down here. Turn down the light. Ooh, there we go. That can help. Ooh. Oh, those are hundreds of drones, 1,000 maybe. Here come the drones. Whoa, that's crazy. This guy's still going for it on the karaoke. Something cool, we did this. You could send a free postcard, but they send it in 1 year from now. Snail space. Snail pace. We did it? Venus, the crescent moon out. A little cold out here, but cool. Ooh. That's a funny dog. Ooh, look at his head. Wow. Wow, that's awesome. 3D. Busan is ready. They're really hyping this up here in 7 years. The World Expo is going to be here, I guess. We'll go supping. People still taking photos down here. What a fun zone. Something like that he did. Up California, 10,000 kilometers away. New York, 11,000. Taipei, well, that's pretty far actually, 1,300. Pyongyang and Seoul, we're pretty far from that now. And Rome, hey, 9,000 kilometers. Hong Kong, Beijing, what's up? Beijing's pretty far too, 1,250. I always like these things. Ooh, I like that. Nice touch. Alright. A different beach here. Busan. I always do this. So if you head out straight that way, kind of make a little turn, you hit Jeju-do. Pretty much, if you keep on going straight, you hit northern Taiwan, Keelung. Straight that way. That's the next thing you hit. It's Taiwan Island. That's interesting. Oh. Back home down now, the army of robots. Pretty crazy. Never seen nothing like that before. That was the first. We really are in the future. Cool.
Some of this looks a little like
Still moving. Just stopped. Oh, there it goes.
like Seoul might have been our best place to eat now.
Oh.
In today's video, I'm bringing you to the dingiest photo booth in all of South Korea. This is so not appropriate. Same price too. Sometimes people are having fun. Just tore out completely. Okay. It's still working in here. These beautiful K-pop boys, but dingiest photo booth in South Korea. There you go.
This train like 50 stops, so I'm just gonna walk the whole thing. Let's see what we see through here. One end to the next. This is very interesting. Yeah, hey. Oh, hero. Wow. We got a real interesting zone around here.
Come on, let's go.
I don't know what's going on.
Don't
It's like
film
old school
here.
practice.
Move it.
I'm not gonna film them, but
Move it before you witness.
we know what's going on.
Yeah, someone getting their ass beat by
No.
Well,
They got these. Okay, look here.
you missed it.
They got
Yes,
these
it was.
downstairs places, right?
Sorry.
And it's all lit up and it's like cool looking. There's nothing down there, which is weird. They're just like these hidden rooms. I think they're like massage parlors, which, you know, they could do whatever in there.
Real story, y'all.
They got these grandmas out here that trying to get guys into. They're not all grandmas, but they're like, some of them are older.
Oh,
Yeah, look, they all
not
go down here.
30s.
But then they have some that have like a microphone on it. Looks like you
Ain't
could
got no
sing karaoke.
microphone.
There's no singing going on. I don't hear no music. You got a Squirtle! Oh, I only know that because of Toddy.
It only costs
Look what I'm
less
wearing.
than $1.
Yeah, more friggin' things. Look at me.
You can get the game easy.
Man, I'm on a beach in Korea. Last day of March. I went swimming. I had to go at least once out here. It's about 70 degrees, you know, 20. So see. Nice day. I'm gonna get so God, I had to. Now we're walking through this Sakura line street up this hill. It's a little bit smoggy today. Actually, a lot of it, but it's all right. Here we go. Well, we're having fun while we can then. Hi.
Hello.
Nice Sakura street here. Busan.
We love
Blooming.
Busan.
Ah.
We love Busan.
Very nice temple. Look at the artwork, man. Based on the original design, 1376. Interesting. I love the woman is seen. Seas right there. Man, a workout zone. You know, one thing older Korean people love working out. Love that. Every time I go to one of these places, and they're all over the place, there's hundreds of over 50 Koreans, men and women, working out. Hanging out, those guys are, but down there, they're working out. The very southern tip of South Korea, southeast. Next stop out that way, Fukuoka, Kyushu, Japan, Island, and past that the open Pacific Ocean, all the way down to maybe Papua New Guinea, south. In the Korean way, when you're walking with your significant other, hold hands, sometimes like this, sometimes like this. Every single couple, oh man, there's none around this thing, right behind me. There's every single, no there's not. Every single couple you have to embrace while you walk the whole time. Korean rules.
A little bit. But the freeways remind me of New York. I mean, of San Francisco.
It's like the future, like Dubai a little bit. Busan. Pretty flowers. What do you think about this area?
Wait, you're not taking a
I did. Wheat, for some reason. Nice bridge and beach. It's urban. Doing this so easily. Let's see here. Whoa! Whoa, look at all of them. Great workout zones here in Busan.
Oh, I see water.
I have a good car, man. Mostly all you see is Korean brands up here. There's Hyundai. There's another Hyundai. Oh, two of them in a row. See a lot of Kias, which is from Korea, and a bunch of other kinds that I've never really seen before.
Grandeur.
It's an American car, German, but oh, there's a Kia. Kia. Hyundai, there's a truck. There's another Hyundai. There's another Kia. There's a few of them I've never seen. Infinity, it's a cool one. I'm going out there, man. Orcas, killer whales. This is a crazy city, man. Filled up with this. Ooh. There's a mountain over there. Whoa. Huge buildings. That area. The bird man. City Busan is good.
Expo 2030.
Got some good, cool mountains. Alright, this should be it. Moving on again. Ooh, a little sleep. Gotta work late. Egyptian climate. Time zone's late here, man. Alright, goodbye, Seoul. See you again. The Simpsons and the old TV with the donut and all the characters up there. Yeah! I love the Simpsons, man. I remember that mean boy in Toy Story. Hurt toys. Winter hits hard here in Korea. Train to Busan. There was a movie about this a couple years ago where there was a zombie outbreak on the same train. Actually, all over Busan. So all these people were getting on this train, and all of a sudden, someone got tackled by a zombie. They're fast zombies. And then some people were infected on the train, so all the people alive had to isolate on one car. I'm gonna see if I can watch it actually right now, find it with English subtitles. The same train, the train to Busan. Train to Busan. Someone's gonna turn into a zombie. I think it's gonna be you. Same exact train as the movie. I wanna watch it. Too scary for you? Okay, here we go again. I think we're almost at City 60 in our lives. Maybe 59, something like that. You don't have to wear a mask anymore this week. Train soju with a zombie movie called Train to Busan. This little girl's so scared. Right. Korean people do this. You think a little whirlwind up didn't work. Right.
Yeah, it did.
Ooh, something like that.